Hello, you're welcome to another wonderful edition of the Gospiration Show with me, myself, and I. My name is Bimbo Olasope, aka Labim. They call me the Mary Poppins of content, simply because I love to add value to you through inspiration and motivation in a fun kind of way. So even though I've not really been goofing around and playing around lately, but that's what I try to do to pass across a message of hope, a message of restoration, a message of motivation. And the reason why I do this is because it's a mandate from God for you and I. As long as you're a child of God, you should actually tell more people about who God is. And the aim and mission, vision of the Gospel Show is to help you love God more, trust God more, and always know that God is in it with you to win it. I always love repeating this. The aim, the mission, the vision of the Gospel Show is to help you love God more, trust God more, and always know that God is in it with you to win it. And I do this from my own personal work with God, how I've come to observe and know how God is, how who God is, and all of that. And I've been doing a gospel show for 13 years. I started on radio 2013, brought it to the online space COVID year 2020, and I've not looked back ever since. I always love repeating this part because I never know who might be catching the gospel show for the first time. Yeah, you never know. And I always save up past editions on my YouTube channel, Labims TV. So if I want to check that out, Labims TV, Labims TV on YouTube. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. You never know which of the editions will actually be speaking to your situation. Because if there's one thing I know about God, it is that He has a word for any and every situation that you might ever go through in life. Okay. So last week I spoke about how God will fight battles on your behalf. If you missed that, go check it out on Labims TV. Today, interestingly, the topic for today, for a long time, usually maybe I'll get the topics for the gospel show during the week, but that has not happened in a very long time. I think since I've been sick because I was focusing on trying to get well and all of that. So I was always struggling to get topics to talk about. I don't know, maybe a lot of times I would get a topic on that day, but for the first time in a long time, I got this topic early last week, and it was simply that let me see how was it? Okay. Why, yeah, it was a question. Why is God not a man that he should lie? Why is God not a man that he should lie? Why should God not lie? Let me just be like that. Why should God not lie? First, the answer is because he's not a man. That's why he can't lie. You and I can't lie. You and I can't. Yeah, there's some people that will say it's even white lie, like you are lying to just save face, or you're lying to, you're not hurting anybody. Some people feel like as long as your lie is not hurting anybody, it's not bad. Lie is a lie. You just know that one. So why should God not lie? Because God is not a man. That is why he cannot lie. And there's a Bible verse that says that. In fact, how I got the message was I was listening to a ministration by Apostle Selman, one of my favorite men of God. And, he was talking about how, God is not a man that you should lie. A lot of us know that Bible verse. I think it's in Numbers. I can't remember right now, but it's in the Bible, yeah. A lot of us know that Bible verse. God is not a man that you should lie. He's not a son of man that you should repent. He's the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. We've come to be repeating it, like, But have you actually sat down to look deep into the fact that why should God not lie? You and I know that you must have lied one time or the other, whether white lie or black lie, or maybe just trying to evade something. A lot of us, even with the phone, just be like, oh, I'm on my way right now. In fact, I'm at the bus stop. Oh, I'm on my way. Meanwhile, you're still, maybe you've not even taken your bath. You're still dressing up, or you don't even have any plans to go out yet. So those kind of things. But God can never ever lie because he's not a man. And you know why God is not a man that he can lie? You know why God cannot lie? Because he does not have the limitations of man. Do you understand? It does not have the limitations of man. When that thing came to me, I was like, oh my God, it is the truth. He doesn't have the limitations of man. That is why he cannot lie, because he doesn't have any cost to. We humans have got limitations, and that is why we can lie. That is why we can evade issues. That is why we can try to be sly or cunning about something. But God is not a man, because he does not have those human limitations. He's the one that created you and I. So whatever he says, he can do and undo. He can do whatever he likes. He can say whatever he likes. There's nobody that will hold him. There's no police that will hold him. There's no God. There's no higher power that can hold God. So he does not need to justify anything. There are no limitations with him. So if he says something, he means it and it will come to pass. In fact, I woke up with this song, you can never fail. I don't know the rest of it, but that was the song that I woke up with and I've been singing and everything. I just sat down again and I was just thinking, when I was in the bathroom taking my bath, I was like, he can never fail. God is the one that can never fail. He can never, because he is God all by himself. He does not need you and I to be God. A lot of us need to be friends, support system. Since I've been sick, I've needed a lot of, mental support system. Yeah, we need things to just help us go by. And that is why some people face drugs, some people go into sex, some people go into, something that just keeps them maybe feeling like, oh, they have purpose or like they're doing something. No, God does not need all of those things. He has no limitations. He is God. He created us just by, the words of his mouth, by forming us in his own image, by giving us the breath of life, by creating everything that was made just by him saying it to being. And he has given us that power as well. So that does not mean when you say things that will happen ASAP. Sometimes some things happen ASAP, but a lot of times it might take some time to happen, but it will happen because you have to just believe and trust in him. Sit down and look at it. I keep saying this. I know I'm always talking about, because I've been sick. Since I've been sick, yeah, I've come to see God in another light, and I've come to understand the human, and I'm still trying to learn the human anatomy. In fact, I now tend to watch a lot of medical shows and all of that, and I realize that the way we are created, our body, our anatomy, the way we breathe, the way we see, we hear, we smell, our blood vessels, our nerves, everything was made intricately by God. He had a purpose. I mean, for him to have paid so much attention to those details. So you think that he will not pay attention to the details of your life? You think that anything about your life will catch him by surprise? You think that anything about your life is going to be something that he cannot do? Or what? How? You know, there's no limitation with God. And that is why he's not a man that he should lie. That is why God cannot lie, because he's not a man, he's a spirit. And that's why even to communicate with him, if you're trying to communicate with God in the human way, it is why your mind cannot project beyond something. That's why you feel like, this is impossible, because you are thinking with your own human limitations. But you need to understand that God has made us unique. He made us in our physical body. He gave us spiritual and our soul instincts as well, so that we can connect with him and we'll be able to think a little bit like him, a little bit like God, in terms of knowing that when you're calling on him and asking him to do something, the spiritual part will be able to remind you that, look, God can do it. God will do it. Do you get what I mean? So that because if you're coming to God with just your human part, you'll be living a very frustrated and a depressed life, because you just be like, the limitations of man will be coming through that, this cannot happen. But he can do it. See, another way that you should look at it is this: most of the things you're asking for, someone somewhere has it. You're looking for millions of naira or dollars or pounds. Someone somewhere, the billionaires of this world have got it. So why do you think you cannot have it? You're looking for a particular position at work. A lot of people have those positions or even higher positions. Why do you think you cannot have it? Stop limiting God. That's what I just want to tell you. And just know that God cannot lie, because he's not a man and he's not limited by your human instincts. Know this and know peace. With these few words of my love, I'm to convince you and not confuse you that God is not a man, that you should lie, not the son of man, that you should repent. He's the King of kings and the Lord of lords. If he has said it, he'll bring it to pass. Okay? All right. Remember to start your day with God, end your day with God. You will never know shame. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Labims TV, Labims TV. So I come your way again next week, Sunday, God willing. My name remains Bimbo Olasokwe. From me right here is bye. Stay safe.